Today I want to talk about the truths you will face as a beginner trader. And I also want to touch on a few steps that will get you into the trading game more easily and more smoothly. We all hear the stories about successful traders in a very specific way. They talk about how they had nothing, they built up their funds, and then they had this big lump sum and were able to spend 24/7 at the market, looking at everything and studying and paying attention to the movement. And they were able to get to be profitable in, like 6 months to a year, and then they were a millionaire within 3. So that kind of story begs the question for you, do I have to do exactly what they did? And the answer is a resounding no. The most wonderful thing about being human is that we all have a very unique experience in life. No two will ever experience the world the same, even if those two were in the exact same spot in time and place throughout. That reality can cause some frustration and anxiety. Maybe you're worrying that they started learning at the same time as you, but you're at different levels in your profitability or your success rate. Maybe it seems that their time frame is just going faster than yours. It is important to take into account the life differences between you and anyone else that you're comparing yourself to. We tend to compare the big part that we're focused on and not all the other little factors that do play a huge role. You want to keep a proper perspective for patience in your own path. This journey is all about dedication. You have to make thousands of decisions and steps on the way on your journey in order to get to success. The thing about other people's success is that we only really become aware of it in the moments leading up to it. So we don't really see the struggles that they went through on the path to that success. Sure, they can tell you kind of a hindsight story, but it really doesn't touch on all the difficulty and struggle along the way. So don't get this twisted idea stuck in your head that everybody else's path has been easier. All the greatest things worth doing are really difficult. It's called the grind for a reason, and achievements can only be achievements if there was something to fight against. So when you're starting out, prepare yourself to trade through a few different markets so that you can understand the struggle that is in the market and what it's all about. Knowing the stock market takes time and dedication, and it'll probably take at least a few years for you to really have a grasp on what the stock market is and how it moves. You could come into the market at a really easy time and find yourself profitable within a few months. And you may feel overly confident in that early profitability. But on the flip side, you could come into the market at a very difficult time, and you may struggle for longer than it seems other people have. Pay attention to the stories of other traders that have become profitable and recognize where luck has played a part. A lot of the most profitable traders had a little luck in the timing and their entry into the market. A large number of them don't have families or children that they need to take care of. And with that, they had more money that they could set aside because they had less responsibility. Many of them also had luck in the kind of time they had available to dedicate to the market and to learning how to trade. So be kind and patient with yourself and recognize where you're just going to need to allow for a little bit more time and tweaking to get there. It's really likely that you'll have a stroke of luck along the way as well, but don't sit around waiting for it. Dedication requires commitment to the process. You need to put all you do have into making this dream a reality. Here are the steps that beginner traders should take in order to enter the market carefully. Step 1 is study everything that you can. Dedicate as much time as you have available to absorbing everything you can find about the market and trading patterns. Chat rooms and live trading videos were the thing that I absorbed the best, and it was the kind of medium that allowed me to be doing something like the dishes and be able to study as well. These things were only really helpful as soon as I actually understood the basics of the markets, patterns, and trading in general. I was able to dedicate about 1 to 3 hours a day as a mom of 4 to learn how to trade. When the kids were at their dad's, which is half the time, I was able to add a few more hours in between errands and all of the other things I had to do to take care of my family in general and maintain a home. My husband works and allows me to stay home, and that is my bit of luck. So don't think that you have to study from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day in order to become a successful trader. You will find a way catered to your life, and that is totally fine. Be prepared to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and make a few sacrifices in order to do this. Step 2. A very important tool for this journey is paper trading. Do not jump in with real money immediately. Paper trading allows you to trade all the patterns that you know of to determine which patterns work best with your personality and understanding of the markets. Paper trading gives you the opportunity to do this without risking capital. I'd say that you need at least 6 months paper trading in order to accomplish this. In this time, take all the opportunity you can to save up money for your accounts. Step 3. After 6 months, you should have a decent amount of data on your patterns that you have traded, and you should be able to point to a few that you do really well. At that point, you focus on the things that you do the best so that you can master them. Step 4. This is something that you should really be doing throughout. Pay attention as you begin and make rules based on your personality and how you trade. But most importantly, make some rules based on your flaws. Remind yourself of these each day before you begin trading so that you are capable and ready to do what you need to that day. This will cement them into your mind and it'll become second nature soon enough. Step 5. I'd say that you need to be profitable for about 3 months before you can even consider going live. I would also suggest that you have a cash account when you go live. Don't use margin. Margin is added risk that is really hard to deal with, especially when you're going from a paper account to a live account. Margin is not something you want to mess with when you're a beginner trader who will make a lot of mistakes. Going live, you will probably blow up your first account, and to have an account that has margin in addition to what you put aside already, going into debt to trade is not something you want to do. You really can't prepare for the emotions that come with trading a live account while paper trading. You can start small, however, when you go live. Trade just 1 to 3 shares when you begin. 3 allows you to take profit on the way up, but also size in. You may need to trade only stocks under $10 in order to accomplish this and not lose too much, and to make your gains and losses fairly even. This all helps in mastering the emotions that come with losing real money. If you can't be profitable with 3 shares, you can't be profitable with 100 shares. Why take the bigger risk? All of these things will help keep you afloat for longer so that you can learn the valuable lessons that you need to in order to become profitable. When you follow these suggestions, I feel like you can create a path with less resistance as a beginner trader that will push you to success.